everyone, and welcome back to the Corporate Sister TV. I'm Solange Lopes, and I'm the founder of the Corporate Sister website and brand. This video is the first of my Black History Month series in which I will be discussing topics and sharing tools and practical tips dedicated to Black women and women of color at work. And in this first video, I will be addressing one very common question that many, if not most, Black women and women of color at work have asked themselves at least once in the workplace. What do I do if I'm the only one in the room? And that's a very challenging, very high pressure question to ask oneself. What do you do when you're the only one who looks like you in the boardroom, in the meeting room, in the decision room, and frankly, anywhere else in the workplace? I know I've had to ask myself the question many times, and I've had to do some work and talk to other professional women like myself, other women of color at work, to find ways to not just survive being the only one in the room, but also leverage this position. As I have learned myself, and as I'm sure you may have learned as well, every situation that is a situation of high pressure is also one that is fraught with opportunity to leverage the context we're in and turn it into a position of advantage as opposed to a position of weakness. So how do we leverage being the only one in the room as Black women and women of color at work? The first tip that I would have here is to actually turn it into a strength. Yes, it is challenging to be the only one in the room that looks like you. It is challenging to not have enough representation around you and not enough support at times around you. However, being the only one in the room also means being hyper visible. It also means being able to leverage this position of uniqueness, this position of distinctiveness, to share insights, perspectives, opinions, and ideas that may not have been shared before. As a Black woman and a woman of color in the workplace, you also bring a wealth of different perspectives and different insights that come along with your different story and the challenges as well as the opportunities you've had to experience in the course of your career and frankly in the course of your life. And those are a source and an opportunity of enrichment, not just for yourself, but also for everyone present. So turning this unique position, this distinctive position of being the only one in the room can go a long way towards leveraging this high pressure situation and turning it into a position of advantage and also an opportunity of enrichment for all. The second tip that I have is to identify allies. There are most of the times people who would be more than happy to support you. Those are allies who would be supporting you, who would be advocating for you. And it is important for us to stay open to the allies that are around us and to learn to recognize them and to welcome them as well. So being the only one in the room and leveraging this position of uniqueness also entails being able to recognize but also being able to welcome situations and positions of allyship from others. The third tip is to be able to identify and also welcome sponsors. Sponsors are individuals who don't just support you, but they also advocate for you. These are the people who will be advocating for you to get certain higher positions, to get certain more advantageous assignments, for you to get in certain rooms where you weren't able to get in on your own. And it is very important to not only keep our eyes open for potential sponsors, but also reaching out and seeking out those sponsors. These are individuals whose careers may be attractive to us. These are individuals whose careers and whose path may inspire us, and individuals that we can also muster the courage to approach and ask for their help in advancing and growing within our organization and even outside our organization. And last but not least, find your tribe. Finding a community is so important. And this can be a community of people who look like you, or a community of people who think like you, or both. And one is not exclusive of the other, but finding a supportive community of individuals who not only understand your story, but also support you, advocate for you, and are right there by your side to also keep you accountable is precious. So as much as you can, find your tribe through networking, by identifying the right individuals within your organization and also outside your organization, and connecting with people and keeping your network vibrant and alive. These are the 4 tips that I wanted to share as we begin this series for Black History Month to leverage being the only one in the room as a Black woman or a woman of color. I'd be curious to know what your experience has been and how you have managed and are still managing to leverage being the only one or being one of a few in the room. So please email us at corporate@thecorporatesister with your stories and your insights. We'd be more than happy to read them and share them with our audience. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.